Hi, I'm Willie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. And we've got to have a conversation about AI. So I thought that I would take a moment while I'm driving this morning to just kind of brain dump some stuff here. But I want to start off by saying, if you follow Chris over at Crosstalk Solutions, he actually had a TikTok where he talked about this. He did a live stream with a Project Nomad that he's created, which I think is actually absolutely brilliant. One thing, Chris, if you're watching this, that I would like to see is while it's not offline, if it could find a place to get the best ammo deals, because I think that's going to round out our whole prepper vibe, and I'm here for it. Anyway, people were attacking Chris in the comments, talking about vibe-coded slop, blah, blah, blah. And Chris had a very articulate comeback and essentially, compared the fear right now that people have over AI, certain people have over AI, to the fear that I'm sure everyone in every industrial and technological evolution has had, right? There are people who think that this is going to be the end of everything, and totally not the case, right? So I agree with all the points that Chris made in that TikTok. I would articulate them differently, but his underlying theme, his underlying points, I agree with. So if you are not at least figuring out how to use AI in some capacity, and you're in at least the tech world, maybe the finance world, leadership, you are going to get left behind, right? It's not that you're not going to have a job, but you are going to severely limit the opportunities that are presented to you. We use AI here. I use AI in a lot of places. Now, it could be everything from helping get organized, to project planning, to drafting documents, to reviewing drafts of documents, to writing code, right? It's everything in between. So it is a useful tool, and the genie's out of the bottle, and companies are going to be pushing for this. And as I tell my staff, it's not AI that's going to take your job. It is someone who knows how to use AI that's going to take your job. So you at least need to be familiar with it. You need to, none of us really understands what's happening under the hood unless you're like, an architect of the AI or one of those scientists or whatever. None of us really understand exactly how this stuff works, but you could use AI to help it try to explain how that happens, right? It's very good at taking complex ideas and breaking it down. Now, here's where the shoe's on the other foot. I've had people email me, and before they emailed me or reached out, they tried to use ChatGPT or Claude to fix their problems, and the AI could get them 70% of the way there. And then we've actually had it where the AI has recommended us. It's recommended that you call Willie Howe, which, AI is a big search engine, right? So, I don't know why that would surprise me that those kinds of things are showing up. But at the end of the day, the short and long of it is the AI genie is out of the bottle. The world has rubbed the lamp, and we could go down this path and talk about the pros and cons. I am certainly on the side where we need to make sure that we're not completely destroying our environment, and so that we've got to have guardrails put in place. I am about keeping people safe who are using, the search, that we're not leading people to do horrible things, right? So there with this tool has to come guardrails and responsibilities, and without that we're going to have issues, right? We've already got issues as a society. Give everybody an unhinged tool that can do whatever you want, or create these things that you want, and it's going to do nothing but spell trouble for us going forward, right? So we got to have the guardrails. I do find different types of AI extremely useful, and I will tell you that we are developing our own local models. So this is where I see things getting even more advantageous. If you go out and you look at Ollama and you look at everything LLM and local AI, right? They are making it possible to do a lot of these tasks on your own hardware and software. And that's where I see the future, right? You've heard me talk about computing in general, and I say that hybrid is the future. Hybrid is the future, or all on-prem, I think, is the future for AI, because with a tool that can instantly analyze your data and manipulate it and do all these things, you really have to make sure that if this data is not supposed to get out, that you are in control. And even if you have an enterprise agreement with some of these companies, it doesn't mean that they can't accidentally leak your data. I mean, go look at the dumpster fire that is Copilot, as with everything Microsoft is putting out at the moment. I mean, go look at Copilot and all these security things where, you know, people are able to read executive emails because Copilot isn't set up properly. Well, I mean, that's a whole other thing. But we are developing offline systems that have very specific tasks. And if you start going down the path of hosting your own LLMs and then creating RAGs and doing all these things, you will find a lot of use for this. And this tool is not going to put us out of work. At the end of the day, I will tell you the current iteration of AI is a force multiplier. So if you are really good at your job, you can become 10 or 20 or 30 times better at your job and more productive if you use AI correctly. So on the flip side of that, the more production that you're putting out, the odds of you burning out faster are also rise with that. So it's something that you've got to tinker with and you've got to figure out. But I will tell you that you can take someone who wants to sharpen their critical thinking skills, maybe somebody who doesn't have the best critical thinking skills, and they know they want to improve, right? And you could actually use one of these tools to challenge you, to help you sharpen your critical thinking skills. So you can take people and you can uptrain and upskill people using this tool, and then their productivity is going to increase. Now, you can just say that I'm just saying this. I'm reading the tea leaves, right? And throughout all industries, throughout all time, layoffs happen. And right now, AI is just a good scapegoat. So if you look at these tech companies that are laying off people and they're blaming it on AI, they were going to do it anyway, but AI is the good scapegoat at the moment. That's kind of my opinion on that. And you've got big companies that are this is gonna be a cycle for them, right? Because it's all about value to the shareholder. So that's a whole other conversation. And I'm not against that system. But at some point, you got to ask yourself, if I've got enough to buy 3 submarines, do I need enough to buy the 4th submarine, right? Anyway, AI is not going away. AI is a useful tool. If you've been watching my videos, we are training AI to be able to help us more rapidly troubleshoot problems that you reach out for, problems that you're having. And I'll let the cat out of the bag on this one. We are also working on a system that every time the companies we support put out a new piece of software with a new interface and they've moved things around, we are going to let this autonomously drive the system, map it out, and then we're going to be able to, on the fly, so let's say that you had a best practices analyzer for Unify, and it came back and it told you your firewall rules needed work or whatever. Well, what if you could click a button and using the config that you uploaded, it wrote you specific directions on how to go in and fix these problems without human intervention, right? You just have access to this tool, but then maybe you want the human to review it, which is always a good idea. That's something else we need to talk about with AI, is that there should always be a human double checking the output, because if things are not set up correctly, well, by default, AI is meant to give you an answer no matter what, right? So hallucinations are part of the programming. And if you don't send things correctly, for example, if I'm doing, if I'm putting a prompt together and I don't want any hallucinations. I can say don't hallucinate, but I can do something even better that says ask questions to fill any missing gaps. And that's going to then have AI come back to me and ask me questions so that it doesn't hallucinate. And there's all kinds of these shortcuts and things like that that you can do to make the output better, right? But you still always have to check it. So we will always have to have a human somewhere in the mix. So I said all that to say that I agree with the underlying theme of the points that Chris made. I think that if you are thinking that AI is a passing fad, that's what they thought about the internet, right? That's what they did think about the automobile. You know, all of these things that we thought were just fads, and AI falls into this category. This is not a fad. There are companies dumping so much money into this that it's not just going to disappear overnight. So even if you don't want to use it, even if you're not going to enable other people to use it, you need to know what it is, you need to understand it. Especially in the tech world. From here on out, if you're not familiar with this, you are really going to be gatekeeping yourself from future opportunities. So I said a lot. I can't even recap because I'm driving and this is kind of my ranty vlog style, right? So I said all that to say AI has to be used responsibly. We have to have a plan for if things go south. We have to make sure that we're still taking care of our environment. We have to make sure that we are still taking care of people, right? So I know a lot of you are using AI. I kind of broke the seal a little bit there on some of the things that we've got planned. So I want to know down below, what are you using AI for? And you know, it's a great tool in the toolkit. But really, let me know down below, you know, what are you using AI for? Are you going to use it? Are you at least aware of what it is? If you're not, I mean, machine learning and automation has been around for decades. So this concept of tons of if-thens in the background is not something new. But anyway, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, comment, and share. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Those links are down below. If you need IT consulting, head on over to my website at williehowe.com. Fill out the contact form, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. Once again, I'm Willie. I want to thank you for going along on this journey with me about AI. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.